Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. Today's lesson is on 6-note patterns that repeat around the neck. This example will be done in the key of C major, and let's get right into it. Okay, if you look at your first diagram, our first note will start on the first fret of the low E. It's an F note. And what we're going to do is we're going to play 6 notes, and then those 6 notes are going to repeat again on the D and G strings, and then again on the high B and high E string, okay? So if you look at your low E string, we'll have 1, 3, 5, and on the A string we have 2, 3, 5. Now, all these notes are your natural notes in the key of C major, so it's A, B, C, D, F, and G. So you just follow the rule, the music rule, where we have no B sharp and no E sharp, so everything is alphabetical, okay? So because we are looking for natural notes, the next note after F would be G on the 3rd fret of your low E, and then that's as high as you can go in music because we don't want G sharp, so our next note will be an A note because we have to start over. So once we hit G sharp, that's as far as we go back to A, okay? So if you know your musical alphabet, it's just A, B, C, D, F, G, and with the exception of 5 sharps after each one of those natural notes except B and E. There's no B sharp is C, and E sharp is F, okay? There's no such thing as either one. Okay, so let's go back to the first fret of the low E, where we have our F note. So we'll have 1, 3, 5, 2, 3, 5. That's what that shape looks like, okay? So you play that shape. You'll learn that shape on your low E and A string. Okay, so the same shape's going to repeat again on the 3rd fret of the D string, okay? So it's going to be the same idea. So let's go back to that first initial shape and use the fingers, your first finger, your 3rd finger, and your pinky for the first 3 notes. Look at that shape, okay? And then the next set of 3 notes is going to be your 1st, 2nd, and pinky. So the 2, 3, 5, you use your 1st, 2nd pinky to play those. So you have 1, 3, 5, 2, 3, 5. Now look at your fingers. You have 1, 3 pinky, 1, 2 pinky, okay? So that's how you're going to move that shape. So when you go to your D string, you'll see the 3, 5, 7, 4, 5, 7. The numbers look different, but the shape is identical, okay? Use the exact same fingers. It's the same notes repeated again. And then when we get to the B and high E string, we have 6, 8, 10, 7, 8, 10. It's the same fingers again, same notes again. Okay, so just to show you how that is actually played on the guitar. We have the 1, 3, 5 in the low E, then we have the 2, 3, 5 on your A. Okay, so that shape is what you're going to repeat again, okay? So you're going to go ahead 2 frets here to the 3rd fret of your D and do the same shape again. And then the trick is when you go to the B string, it's 3 frets ahead because the B string is tuned a half a step back. So it's a fret back, so you have to push it a fret ahead. So you'd have your 6, 8, 10 and your 7, 8, 10. Okay, moving on, we're going to start on a G note now. Okay, so this shape is a little easier to memorize because both strings are the same shape. So on your low E, you'll have 3, 5, 7, and on the A string, you'll have 3, 5, 7, so it makes up the same shape. And your notes for that, if you look and you see that we start on the 3rd fret, it's a G note. Well, we're going alphabetical, and we know G is as high as you can go in the key of C major, so the next note's going to be A. And then after that, on the 7th fret of the low E, that's a B note, okay? And underneath, we're gonna need C, right? Because we have to stay alphabetical order. So after B on the 7th fret of the low E, we're looking for a C. And the C note is on the 3rd fret of the A string there. And then we'll have a D note on the 5th fret of the A string and an E note on the 7th fret of the A string. So those 6 notes that we're going to repeat are G, A, B, C, D, and E, okay? And then if you look again, the same shape again, 2 frets down on the 5th fret of the D string. You'd have the same notes, same shape, okay? And then follow the rule, push your head 3 frets on the B string and start it on the 8th fret, and you have A, 10, 12, A, 10, 12. So let's see what that looks like on the guitar. Okay, moving on. Our next note, so we just did F, we just did G, so our next note is going to be, you guessed it, A. Okay, so A starts on our 5th fret, so we'll have A, B, C on our low E there, and then on the the A string we'll have D, E, and F. Okay, so we have A, B, C, D, E, and F. And then we're going to repeat that again on your D strings by moving ahead 2 frets to the 7th fret. You'll have 7, 9, 10, 7, 9, 10. And then go to the B and high E strings. You're moving ahead 3 frets, and we'll have 10, 12, 13, 10, 12, 13. So let's look and see what that looks like on your guitar. Okay, so next one is the B note. So we're going to start this on our 7th fret. And again, if we look at our shape on our low E and A string, both shapes are the same. So let's think of this as 3 shapes again. So we have 7, 8, 10, 7, 8, 10 on your low E and A string. And then we're going to go ahead 2 frets, and you'll have 9, 10, 12, 9, 10, 12 on your D and G string. And then go ahead 3 frets, you're going to have 12, 13, 15, 12, 13, 15 on your B and high E string. Okay, so let's see what that looks like on your guitar. And next we have C. So we're going to be on our 8th fret. And if you look again, this shape, pretty easy to remember because it's the same on both strings again, okay? So we'll use our 1st, 3rd, and pinky to play those first 3 notes in your low E and use the same fingers throughout the whole shape, okay? So the first one's going to be 8, 10, 12, then 8, 10, 12. Move it ahead 2 frets to 10, 12, 14, 10, 12, 14. Move it ahead 3 frets, and you'll have 13, 15, 17, 13, 15, 17. And again, the notes are just alphabetical, so you have C, D, E, F, G, A. And then just repeat it, okay? And let's see what that looks like on your guitar. Okay, moving on, we have D, and we're going to be starting on our 10th fret. And this shape is a little different. It's a little harder to remember because you have 2 different shapes there. So we have 10, 12, 13, and then we're going to have 10, 12, 14. And that's your shape that you're going to repeat, okay? So we have D on the 10th fret, 12 would be E, 13 is going to be F, so it's D, E, F. And then we have G, A, and B underneath that on your A string on the 10, 12, 14. And there are your 6 notes that we're going to repeat, okay? And let's see what that looks like on your guitar. And finally, we have E, which is going to be on your 12th fret. And this shape, again, is a little different. But if you look at this shape, your low E and A string are just kind of mirror images of each other. So you have first, second pinky, first, third pinky. Okay, if you look at those 6 notes you're going to play on the E and A string. And our notes are E, F, G, A, B, C. So we'll have 12, 13, 15 on the low E, 12, 14, 15 on your A. Then you're going to move that shape ahead again, down 2 frets to 14, 15, 17 on your D, 14, 16, 17 on your G. Move it ahead 3 frets to 17, 18, 20 on your B, and 17, 19, 20 on your B. And this is what this looks like on your guitar. Okay, friends, that is it for this lesson. I hope you got something out of this lesson. If you need these diagrams, I can definitely email them to you. If you want to send me an email requesting them, I will get them out to you. And once again, thanks for watching.